Building real strength doesn't just happen in the gym. The reality is, 6 small habits that build massive strength over time are the things no one's talking about. These habits work in the background, silently turning you into a machine. Want. Long-term gains that don't disappear in a week. Let's go. Number 6. Eat for neural performance, not just muscle. Let's get one thing straight. If your idea of eating for strength is just pounding protein shakes and chicken breast all day, you're missing the plot. Strength doesn't start in your muscles. It starts in your nervous system. That's right. Your brain and spinal cord are the real power players behind force production. So if you're fueling like a caveman chasing gains, you're leaving strength on the table. See? Your central nervous system, CNS, controls everything. Every rep, every contraction, every ounce of explosiveness starts with a signal firing from your brain. And just like your muscles need protein, your neurons need fuel too. Real fuel. We're talking healthy fats like omega-3s from fish or flaxseed, monounsaturated fats from avocados and olive oil, and nutrient-dense foods like eggs and nuts. These aren't just Fitspo grocery items, they're neural performance enhancers. Omega-3s, for example, aren't just heart-healthy. They help maintain the integrity of your neurons, reduce neural inflammation, and support the process of myelination, the insulation of your nerves that allows faster, cleaner signal transmission. You know what that means in plain English. Faster. Reaction times, better muscle recruitment, more control under load. Translation, more power. Now let's not forget carbs. Not the sugar-filled garbage, but complex carbohydrates, oats, sweet potatoes, brown rice. Your brain runs on glucose. Starve it, and your CNS fires like a dying battery. You ever feel off during a heavy lift even though your muscles feel fine? That's your brain tapping out. Keep your glycogen stores full and your brain humming, with a steady supply of quality carbs. Number 5, add loaded carries weekly. Let me guess. You're squatting, deadlifting, maybe benching. But when's the last time you carried something heavy and walked with it? I'm talking about loaded carries, farmer's walks, suitcase carries, yoke walks. These brutally simple movements are some of the most functional strength builders you're probably not doing. And yeah, that's a mistake. Carrying weight across distance engages everything. Your grip, forearms, traps, core, glutes, even your mental toughness. You want real-world strength? The kind that translates beyond the gym into life? Carrying heavy things builds it. It forces your body to stabilize under load, stay tight, and move with purpose. That's called functional tension, and it's gold. Here's the science. Loaded carries activate a powerful cross-body stabilization pattern. When you walk with heavy dumbbells or kettlebells, your core fires non-stop to prevent you from collapsing or twisting. That anti-rotation demand builds deep core strength and transfers beautifully to lifts like deadlifts, squats, and rows. Farmer's carries also light up your traps and forearms without needing shrugs or wrist curls. Why? Because your body treats the weight like a survival threat. It doesn't want to drop it. Your grip tightens, your shoulders stay retracted, and every stabilizer muscle in your back starts working overtime. This isn't isolation work. It's integration. Whole body coordination. And here's the kicker. Loaded carries train mental. Grit. When your forearms are screaming, your heart's pounding, and your legs are shaking, every step becomes a battle. That grind? That's how strength is built. Not just physically, but mentally. Number 4. Creatine microdosing daily. Creatine is one of those things most lifters think they understand. I take a scoop before training, bro. Cool. But let me ask you, are you using it daily? Are you microdosing it correctly? Or are you still stuck in the early 2000s thinking you need some mythical loading phase followed by cycling off like it's a steroid? Creatine works best when your muscle stores are saturated. That doesn't happen with random dosing or forgetting it 3 times a week. It happens with consistent, daily intake, 3 to 5 grams per day. That's it. You don't need to front load. You don't need to cycle. And no, your kidneys aren't going to explode. The science is clear. Creatine is safe, effective, and criminally underused. Now, what does it actually do? Creatine increases your stores of phosphocreatine, which helps regenerate ATP, the primary energy currency for high-intensity, short-duration effort. Translation: more reps, more weight, more power. Studies consistently show strength increases of 8 to 14% with long-term use. That's a free PR boost just for showing up and taking a scoop. And we're not just talking biceps. Creatine enhances performance in compound lifts, sprints, jumps, anything explosive. It helps you push through that last heavy rep when your body wants to quit. It shortens recovery time between sets. It's like upgrading your body's energy system without touching your programming. Why would you not want that? And here's a kicker that most guys don't realize. Creatine doesn't just work on your muscles. It's neuroprotective. It improves cognitive function, especially under stress and fatigue. That's right. Your brain loves creatine too. Bonus benefits. For free. So, what's the microdosing angle? Simple. Instead of waiting for your post-workout window or mixing it in a sugar bomb, just take 3 to 5 grams daily with any meal. You're enjoying the video, leave your comment, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, click the subscribe button. Number 3. Master intentional eccentric control. Most lifters think strength is built when they lift the weight up, but real strength is built on the way down. That's right, I'm talking about eccentric control. Slowing down the lowering phase of your lifts is one of the most powerful, underrated ways to gain serious strength, and yet almost no one does it right. Why? Because it's hard, it burns, and it takes patience. 3 things most gym bros avoid, like the plague. But if you want real results, you've got to master the eccentric. That means taking 2 to 4 seconds to lower the weight with control, not letting gravity do the work for you. When you control the descent, your muscles stay under tension longer, creating more micro tears, which is exactly what your body needs to come back stronger. And no, this isn't some fringe theory. It's backed by research. Eccentric training activates more motor units, increases time under tension, and delivers bigger strength and size gains over time. You want a stronger bench? Slow down the lowering. Want to deadlift more? Own the descent. Want to stop hitting plateaus in your squats? Control the way down. Eccentric control reinforces proper form, builds joint stability, and develops the E kind of brute strength that shows up in real-life situations, not just in mirror selfies. And here's something else. Eccentric training isn't just about the reps you plan. It's about the intention behind every rep. If you're mindlessly bouncing the bar off your chest or dropping into your squats like a sack of potatoes, you're not training. You're just moving weights. Be deliberate. Treat the negative phase with as much respect as the positive. Number 2, track your lifts consistently. Most guys show up to the gym and wing it. They do what feels right, which usually means what's easiest or what they remember from last week. That's not training, that's guessing. And guessing is the enemy of strength. Tracking your lifts doesn't require a NASA spreadsheet. You can use a $2 notebook, an app, or even your phone's notes. What matters is that you write it down. Your sets, your reps, your weights, even how it felt. Why? Because data beats ego every single time. When you track your lifts, you build awareness. You see progress. You catch plateaus early, and you apply progressive overload like a surgeon, not a bro with a pump. You wouldn't try to build a house without a blueprint. So why are you trying to build a stronger body without a plan? Tracking gives you that blueprint. It shows you what worked, what didn't, and where to go next. Want to know why your deadlift hasn't budged in months? Flip back through your log. Maybe your volume's too low. Maybe your intensity's off. Maybe you've been skipping leg day. The truth is in the logbook. And here's the kicker. Tracking lifts doesn't just improve physical performance. It changes your mindset. It builds discipline. It holds you accountable. When you see last week's numbers staring at you, you're not going to slack. You're going to beat them. That's how strength is built. through relentless consistency and constant progression. Don't wait until you're frustrated or stuck. Start tracking now. It's simple, powerful, and one of the most overlooked tools in training. The strongest lifters aren't always the most genetically gifted. They're the most consistent. And tracking is how you stay consistent. Number 1. Prioritize compound lifts first in your workouts. If you're still starting your workouts with bicep curls or tricep kickbacks, we need to talk. The foundation of any serious strength program is compound lifts. Not just because they look badass, but because they stimulate more muscle fibers, demand more from your nervous system, and trigger hormonal responses that isolation work simply can't touch. When you walk into the gym, your body and brain are at their freshest. This is exactly when you should be doing the hardest, heaviest work. Compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, overhead presses, and pull-ups engage multiple joints and muscle groups. That means more bang for your buck, more strength, more muscle, and more carryover into real-world performance. And if you're over 30, 40, or 50, this becomes even more important. You don't have unlimited energy or recovery, so your priority should be maximizing efficiency and results. That means hitting the heavy stuff first. There's real science behind this. Studies on exercise order consistently show that doing compound lifts at the beginning of a workout leads to significantly greater gains in both strength and hypertrophy compared to doing them later. Why? Because compound lifts require full CNS engagement. If your nervous system is already taxed from doing 3 sets of cable flies and lateral raises, you've already wasted your peak performance window. Compound lifts create the kind of systemic stress that releases anabolic hormones like testosterone and growth hormone. These aren't just buzzwords, they're your body's natural performance enhancers, and they spike the hardest when your body is challenged with big, multi-joint lifts early in your session. You liked the video? Leave your comment, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.